So I've got a good one for you guys today. This is a new 2024 Polaris Can-Am Defender Lone Star, and this has the front locking diff. And I was going to compare it with my Xpedition, and it's absolutely crazy how much bigger this thing looks with the top, how tall it is. But you can just see I've got both of them with their front left tire up on this marker. Thank you, honey. Thank you. And I know a lot of you had asked about the bed last time on dimensions as far as a visual. But look at this rack system on top of this. What do you think about that, Wills? So this dumps right here, and then it's got the racks on the side. But let me show you guys the original beds on these so you got an idea. So this, if you're looking and you're a farmer, is about 31 inches deep, and then about 49 inches. I've got it hooked in over there, so I'm taking a little bit off just to give you that, but it's exactly, yeah, 49 inches. And this one, to give you an idea of the bed size difference, hook this in over here. This one is about 55. I've got it hooked in over there just like I did, 55 inches, and then 38 and a half deep. So the bed on these in the Ranger is a whole lot deeper than what an Xpedition is. And the Xpedition I've got here has 32s on it. This has 30s. This did not come with the wheels and tires from the factory like it is. I put all the lights on it, but this will still give you a good comparison. And I've got some videos coming up of these on the trail so you guys can see that. But this 24, like I want to show you guys, if you look in here, these have the front locking diff now. So if you're looking at these Defenders, they have now got a true front locking diff, and it's got the smart lock just like the X3 does. And the way you can tell that is if you look on the diff, it's got this actuator inside here. You can see the black actuator right here, and that's what actuates a pin and stuff in there in the clutch pack to lock that in with different modes. Now, I'll show you on the dash in here when you're looking at it. If you look in here, you're fine. You can sit right there. Just scoot over. So you can see right here, you'll have front locking diff on this. You won't see that in the 23s and back. And like I said, that is really the only difference in the 24 and 23, but that is huge for these machines because now they've got a true locking diff that is able to pull up on the walls and not just have one tire spinning in the air. That's what everybody hated about these machines, so you no longer have that. But I just want to give you guys some visuals, and you know, I've already got a video on this comparing these two, but I didn't have one on the 24, so now we've got a 24, and we're going to do some testing on it. If there's anything that you guys are wanting to know, then comment below, and I'll try to give you that info. And I'll show you again, this does not have piggyback shocks. So you can see here, but the 23s and up ride so much better than the 22 and back, 22 and a half and back. In 22 and a half, they switched the tires to their brand, but they were still 27s. These come with 39 by 14 in the front and 11 by 14 in the rear. Yeah, 10 by 14 in the rear. So as far as how they flex and stuff, we're gonna see that and take them on the trail. This has a whole lot less, suspension travel than this does. The only thing I've done to this is put 32s on it, and these are not really a true 32. They're about 31 and a quarter, 31 and 3/4. And these over here are probably close to 30 or right at it. You can tell that that's a big gnarly tire from the factory. One of the gnarliest ones that comes on these machines, and this tire does extremely well. They've still got the halogen bulb, but in here we've got the beam techs. They still work, and I will put a link down in the bio for those. As far as your interior, it's still the same. This has the JL audio roof. There's no subwoofer, but there's 6 speakers from the factory. And this machine here, so if we was going to go over all the main differences. So if you're looking in this machine, the one thing that I really like about Can-Am's is they have a foot mechanism parking brake. So you can get in here, and if you're up on something, you can set this foot brake, and that takes all the stress off of your transmission having to put it in park or trying to switch gears. So you guys know, if you get in these and you're driving them and then you go to stop on a hillside, all the other machines, you've got to either put it in park and then try to go back to gear, and it's like chomp, 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 and it's hard to do. So I think that's a feature that all these need. But if we're looking at these two machines, and I'm giving you, full aspects, you've got storage up here, and this is the face. This glows inside here when you turn the key on. There's a little light. Well, actually, they've took it out for 24. I don't see it down in there. The 23s in back had a light in it, but this one, they put it in there. So you've got this that glows blue. I guess you could kind of leave that off, and it'll give you a glow in there. Not that it really matters. You've got your menu here. This is the same as the 23 in back, but you've got drive modes, trip, and menu, and that's how you change all of your stuff here. You can see your four-wheel drive system and all that right here on this side. You can see temps and stuff over here, and then your fuel on the other side. You've got your winch right here, headlights, and then this comes out. You've got all that showing it inside here, and then you've got storage in this, cup holders here, cup holders in your door, sorta, but not really. It's just a cubby hole. But the one thing that I like is this is the only seat that doesn't move. So if you look here, you've got all these seats that float up, and then you've got storage down here, this bin. This machine is one of the best family-oriented machines that is out. And then you've got this that folds down. The back seats are identical to the front. So you've got 2 cup holders here. You've got this cubby hole. It's a pretty big cubby hole. I mean, it's about the size of my hand, a little bit littler, but you've got that, and the back is identical to it. So when we go to the back, all these seats fold up here, and then this folds down if you want to put cup holders and stuff in it, just like the front. I know I've showed a lot of you guys this, but you've got this bar here to hold on. The fabulous thing about these Defenders, and this is, to me, this is huge. If you're a family, you can load up in here. Look at the visual in this. So, I mean, you just have the best field of view in the industry. I mean, hands down, this cab, I mean, it's you barely notice that you're in a cab as far as visual blind spots. And I'm going to show you over here in the Xpedition how the blind spots are in comparison, because the Xpedition, its blind spots are insane, compared to a Defender. Like I said, we love the Defenders, and we'll do a measurement on the rear of this, but just so I can give you a quick view, let me get in the back here and show you so when you're in here and you're sitting down, you're sitting low, and you can see, but you have a whole lot of blind spots. Now, I will say the Defender seats, as far as how they feel, they feel excellent as far as cushiness and stuff, but they are a bench style. Now they sit way better than most bench styles. They're very bolstered, very thick. I mean, this cushioning is just, it's extremely nice. They're actually a little more cushiony than what this is, and you can tell how thin in comparison. But these seats here, if you're in them, it's a better seating position than what the Defender is. Now, if we're in here, you've got storage in this. We got some diapers from our babies, and it goes down inside there. So you've got it in the base, and I'll show you if I can get all that stuff anyway. Let me get that back in there. In the base, it goes down in this little nook, and then you've got your storage here, which is lockable. You can see in there, and then it goes down inside there, and you've got charging ports in there. You've got 2 USBs for you and your passenger. The great thing is here is all your window switches on this Xpedition are workable from the front and the back, and they're all automatic. So I can roll the back windows down, I can roll the front windows down, and then in the back here, you've got the window switches there with a USB. Now, as far as that, you know, you've got a flat floor with plenty of loading space. Here's a comparison between the two. If I flip this up, you can see, but that has a hump, whereas this does not. Another thing too that they did that was handy, some people are going to like this, some people won't, you can pop these off. If you want them out of your way, like if you're putting bigger stuff in here, you can pop those right off and have that space too to come out. I think that's very innovative and nice. And they sit in there very snug, as you can see. They're angled at the bottom, so when they go in there, it gets tighter as you push it down in the cup. The back seats in this are for long days and long rides. You're not going to beat this Xpedition. From a trail perspective, and you'll see that, but from a trail perspective, this machine is leaps and bounds above this for long term. Short term riding around the farm and everything and just goofing around, I think the Defender is a more ideal family vehicle because, one, it holds 6 people. It's very versatile. I mean, just straight from the factory, it's an excellent machine. This is not something I would really choose for farming myself, just how it's more of like a truck feel. But the setup in it is very excellent as far as trail riding. We love this from a trail perspective. And here you've got all your, you know, switches over here. Then you've got your 4-wheel drive and everything, and you can see the dash in this. It's less digitized than the Defender, but it does have your, you know, full-blown analog gauges and then digital in the middle. I like this. I like the Defenders also. This has ride command. This is not something you can get in a Defender. If you're wanting something like this, you're going to have to go with a Polaris Ranger. We much prefer the Can-Am Defender over a regular Polaris Ranger. The HVAC system in this, I think, is a lot better. I like the vents and how they are. I don't necessarily think it's leaps and bounds better as far as heating and cooling, but just how it's set up, the vent style, how they work. And then you've got cup holders here, the cubby space here, and storage in it. You've got your different modes. That's got 3 different modes. This has 3 different modes. Your winch. I added this. I've got this in video if you guys want to see how to put this in and what it is. I added the whip lights. I added the bumper light in the front. But as far as driving this, your steering wheel is telescopic. You know, you can go in, out, so you can make this fit any rider to where you sit perfectly. Your seat has huge adjustability, and this has a killer sound system. If it wasn't for YouTube, I'd show you. But this sound system, it still sounds better than that 6 JL audio speaker system. Reason being is this has a factory sub. And I've showed in other videos, but down here you've got the JL 2 speakers. Then you've got the tweeters in both your panels. Then you've got a factory subwoofer here. And then you've got more speakers back there in the top roof. And so it just sounds so much better and louder. Both of these have tip out windshields here. So you can tip the windshield out, or you can crack it and vent it just a little bit. You've got 2 spots on it. Same thing on the Defender. Both of them come with rear view mirrors in the top. Both of them have wipers, and both of them have automatic spray nozzle. Now, one of the nice things about the Polaris is you've got this sprayer here, and it has 2 eyes on it that are right here. These 2 eyes, you can angle them anywhere. You can move this little knob. So you can move this up and down. See that little like teat on there? And so you can make those 2 spray anywhere you want. On the Defender, it's in the windshield, or in the actual wiper. So, you know, it just hits where the wiper's at. So if you've got a whole lot of mud on there, then it has to wipe it to get it to each spot. Whereas this one over here, if you really wanted to soak the windshield down, you could just lift the wiper up and then spray your spray and get it good and soupy, and then let that down and wipe. Whereas this one here, you know, it has to be touching the window, or it's just going to kind of run and sit right in the middle. I know that's probably not something everybody cares about, but just something to give you an idea. The A-arms and stuff on this are littler than what comes on this Xpedition. And this Xpedition, like I said, it comes with piggyback shocks. So you can see in here, you've got piggyback shocks with adjustability. And this machine just does not buck like this does if you hit super rough terrain at anything over 18 mile per hour. If you're driving and you know, you're just creeping around the trails, you're not really going to notice that much. At higher speeds is where you're going to really tell that this Xpedition shines. Both machines are very capable. Like I said, both of them come with winches. They're 4,500 pound, I think, on both of them. And this has cable. I'm not a fan of that. It burrs and stuff. I guess the good thing about it is it won't cut like this will if you accidentally put it on a sharp object. But this one automatically stops when it gets to where it needs to be at, where this one, you can actually over tighten it. Like if you just got in there and held that down going backwards, there's nothing to tell it to stop, that you're at a good point. Neither one of these come with a winch remote. If you want to know how to wire a winch remote up on this 24 Defender, I've got a video for that. And if you've got a 23, 24, regular Defender, 22, whatever you want, I've got the headlights, and I've got a video to show you how to put a stereo system in these for less than $300 that sounds really good. All those videos are on the channel back. This comes with factory rock sliders. This Lone Star Edition. They're like a body panel molded. I like them. A lot of people say, you know, it's not protecting the door or things like that are kind of out, but it's way better than having nothing, I can tell you that. Whereas these are, you know, formed up the wall of the side, and they go down through there, and then they kick up on the back a lot higher than what this does. But all this comes from the factory with this JL audio, or JL Edition Defender Lone Star. It comes with the JL system, it comes with this bumper, and it comes with these rock sliders. Now, if it was me, I would buy the regular Defender over this, because it's about $3,000 and some difference. You can put a sound system in it, rock sliders, and you get a better bumper from the factory on the regular ones. It actually has wings that come out here to block your front. I'm not sure why they do that bumper on these. That's a sport bumper. it's less protective, but I get it. If you're someone who does not want to mess with wiring, that doesn't have any idea how to do that, it might be easier to you in your mind to change a bumper out than it is to put your own stereo system in, put your own rock sliders on, things like that. I will tell you this, that the black is probably the best looking color. It has this pearl flake in it. Can you see it? And it looks really good in person. It's hard to explain, but it's an absolutely stunning look, and I like it. I like the gray wheels. I like the whole deal with it. Now, both of these, like I said, this has all LED tail lights, headlights. This has LED tail lights in here, but it does not have LED headlights. Like I was saying, I've got a video to show you how to do that. As far as clearance, that's another thing. If you're riding in tight woods and stuff and you go under things, you're not going to have as good a clearance. This sits up way taller, and you can see that just looking at them. This sits up much taller than what the Xpedition does. The Xpedition, like I said, is more of a trail-oriented thing. I'll show you the headlights from the factory so you can see those. Trying not to get directly in them so it don't blind you, but and here's these over here. Well, gotta turn the key on. You can see they're halogen from the factory, but we've got LED bulbs to put in there. Anyway, I hope this video gives you guys some info, gives you an idea. One other thing, one huge advantage that Polaris has, and some may agree, some may not, you know, it's my opinion, but Polaris has a pulse bar, and I want to show you that. So if you are into putting accessories on your vehicles, this pulse bar makes everything so easy. I wish Can-Am would come out with something like this, but you can plug this. Basically already has one run to your ignition, your battery, and your ground, and you don't have to go through those and wire one all the way from the battery back up to the unit. It just makes hooking accessories up super simple and a lot easier. Also, Polaris gives you charging ports for your battery on the outside of the machines, where Can-Am does not do that, at least yet. So their machines does not have an exterior charging port anywhere that I've ever seen or known about. You might could get one from them that was, you know, separate. But this, like I said, if you're fighting between these two, my thing to tell you would be, if you are looking at these machines from a perspective of you farm, I would 100% stick with something like this. The reason being, what little time you're going to go to the trail, you're going to be a lot happier over the long run farming with something like this. For one, the cab has much better seating for multiple people, but it's just more storage oriented, like under your seats and everything. You don't have that in the Xpedition, so you just have a lot more front cab space and a lot more place to put things. You can see this, like there's nothing you can, I mean, you've got little cubby holes, but you just don't have a mega storage advantage, and you can see out of this so much better. This is made for farming. This and the Polaris Ranger, they're made for farming. This will work. It does have a dump bed, but it's just not as big. I'll show you guys this rack and these cleats just so you can see this. But this is such a cool thing. I mean, I really like it. And it's got these cleats down here. They're just, you know, your link Q system. It just gives you a double bed. What'd you do, Sky? Down there? Oh, riding there? All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.